President Donald J. Trump and you together. We're together. But you weren't just better off financially under President Trump. You're also much, much safer when President Trump was in the White House. I mean, how unsafe is it? Friends of mine that live here, you don't even think of it, but friends of mine that live here, they're under siege. They say their houses are being robbed, their cars are being stolen. Who the hell thought of it? I never even thought it was here. I didn't think you had the problem here. You have it all over the country. The lawlessness is unbelievable, but we're going to give law enforcement back their authority. We're going to give it back. They have to have it back. Under our leadership, you were safer, your family was safer, your communities were safer, your children were safer, your borders were safer, and your whole country was safer, a lot safer. 3 years ago, we had the most secure border in U.S. history. We built 561 miles of border wall. We got Mexico to give us, free of charge, 28,000 soldiers. Thank you very much. We ended catch and release. We let our great ICE agents do their job. And we deported over 1 million illegals in my very first term, 1 million, back to their country. Our border had never been stronger, but then Crooked Joe came in and he launched an invasion against our country. This is an invasion. This is like a military invasion. Drugs, criminals, gang members, and terrorists are pouring into our country at record levels. We've never seen anything like it. They're taking over our cities. Under Biden, you have the highest number of illegal border crossings in the history of our country, by far the highest number of illegal visa overstays, and by far a new record being set every single week on drugs and every other lousy thing that's coming into our country. But as soon as we win the election, the momentum of our great victory will immediately begin stopping the hordes of illegal alien migrants who are charging across our border by the hundreds of thousands. Just like 3 years ago, the invasion will end. You know, it ended with us. When we came in, it just ended. We had to do a lot of work, but it ended. We had great people. Brandon Judd, Border Patrol, Tom Homan. We had just unbelievable people. If they would have just left it alone, you were setting every record. They took everything we did. They didn't finish the little sections of wall. We had built it. It was there. All they had to do is put it up. They actually sold those sections of wall for 5 cents on the dollar. Can you believe it? All they had to do is put it up. But people will know that I will catch them. We will catch them. We'll catch them together. We're going to send them back. We're going to send them out of our country. Given the unprecedented millions of Biden illegal aliens who are invading our country, it is only common sense that when I'm reelected, we will begin, and we have no choice, the largest deportation operation in American history. We have no choice. Crooked Joe has left us no choice. They're coming in by the tens of millions. They're coming in. I believe the number by the end of this administration will be at least 15 or 16 million people. They come from prisons. They come from mental institutions and insane asylums. Many are terrorists. They're catching record numbers of terrorists. But the ones that they don't catch, those are the bigger problems because they're coming in at levels that nobody's ever seen before. This is a problem that our country is going to have. We have to take care of it very quickly, and local law enforcement will help, and they'll help a lot. And I want to thank them. A lot of them are here. In fact, I shook so many hands of policemen and law enforcement. This hand. You know, they tend to have very strong hands, and when you shake hundreds of them, they have very, very powerful hands. Sir, thank you very much. Ah, thank you, sir. One guy's fingers like sausages. Sir, do you mind if I shake your hand? Absolutely. And he's crying a little bit, you know, because he's happy. He hasn't cried since he was about 1 month old. Sir, do you mind if I shake? We have to save our country. May I shake your hand, sir? Yes. You go, oh. But that's okay. We do it for our country. And our country will pay a big price for this madness if we do not do what we have to do. We have to clean up our country. We have to get all the criminals. We have so many criminals being dumped into our country. I read an article recently in a paper. It's a fake newspaper, but I assume the article was true. Most of them are, unfortunately. Look at it back there. But most of them are. And it was by a man and about a man who runs a mental institution in South America. And by the way, they're coming from all over the world. They're coming from Africa, from Asia, all over. But this happened to be in South America. And he was sitting, a picture was sitting, reading a newspaper, sort of leisurely. And they were asking him, what are you doing? He goes, I was very busy all my life. I was very proud. I worked 24 hours a day. I was so busy all the time. But now I'm in this mental institution where he's been for years, and I'm in the mental institution, and I worked very hard on my patients, but now we don't have any patients. They've all been brought to the United States, okay? This is what's happening. This is what's happening. And I read that, and you can multiply that by hundreds and even thousands of different places all over the world. They're all being dumped into we're like a dumping ground. It's not gonna last long. You better win this election for us. You got to win it. Got to win it. Because they cheat like hell. They cheat like hell. It's the only thing they do good is they cheat on elections. For the past 3 years, crooked Joe Biden and the ultra-radical left Democrat extremists in Congress have turned America into a haven for bloodthirsty criminals, savage gang members like MS-13, very nice people. We're sending them back at levels that you've never, we set records on sending MS-13 back. By the thousands we sent them back. Now they stay here in luxurious conditions. They stay here now in better conditions than our vets. Our vets aren't treated good, but MS-13. And they send in dangerous inmates emptied out of the prisons. They come out of the prisons. They come out of, they say in the back, oh, please, sir, don't mention the words, insane asylum. But they come out of insane asylums all over the world and mental institutions. Insane asylum is a mental institution on steroids. That's Hannibal Lecter. Hannibal Lecter. You ever hear of him? Silence of the Lambs. That's what we got. We got him coming in, and this is not good. That's like an explosion waiting to happen. Just days ago, we learned that an illegal alien wanted for murder in Mexico secretly violated our border and was discovered in Las Vegas. They believe he's killed 2 people. Last year, another sadistic illegal alien murder with a previous criminal record went on a stabbing spree on the Las Vegas Strip, killing 2 people and badly wounding 6 more badly. In Texas this month, the body of a 16-year-old high school cheerleader, you know about it, you've been reading about it a lot, was discovered by her mother in a bathtub, legs hanging out of the bathtub, stabbed to death and murdered by an illegal alien after she missed the Christmas parade. My mother said, where is she? The Christmas parade. She never showed up to the Christmas parade. She was killed by an illegal alien. Tens of thousands of Chinese nationals are pouring in, unchecked, unvetted, going who knows where. We don't know. They have no idea. They have no idea. They're coming in 27,000 Chinese men aged 20 to 24, 25. No women, no older people, no younger people. About 20 to 24, 25 years old. The perfect age for an army. Is that what they're doing? They're sending men in. So has anybody heard the snake? I mean, we have a long time. The football games are terrible. They're boring. Would anybody like to hear the snake? What the hell? Good. We just happen to have a copy. I do this for Reno. We do it in special places. But it's a metaphor of what's going on at your border. And it's a metaphor as to what will happen in Reno, in Nevada, all over the place. It's a metaphor. It's a very accurate, an old song that we worked on a little bit, but a metaphor as to what's happening with illegal immigration, and I think you'll understand it very quickly. You sure you want it? Yeah! No, people love it. They love it. I wish they didn't love it. I wish we didn't have to say it, but it's very accurate. On her way to work one morning, down the path along the lake, a tender-hearted woman saw a poor, half-frozen snake. Her pretty colored skin had been all frosted with the dew. "Poor thing," she cried, "I'll take you in, and I'll take care of you. Take me in, O tender woman, take me in, for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman," cried the vicious snake. She wrapped him up all cozy in a comforter of silk and laid him by her fireside with some honey and some milk. She hurried home from work that night, and soon as she arrived, she found the pretty snake she'd taken in had been revived. "Take me in, O tender woman. Take me in, for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman," sighed the vicious snake. She clutched him to her bosom. "You're so beautiful," she cried, "but if I hadn't brought you in by now, you truly would have died." She stroked his pretty skin again and kissed him and held him tight. But instead of saying, "Thank you, ma'am," the snake gave her a vicious bite. Bite, bite, bite. "Take me in, O tender woman, take me in, for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman," sighed the vicious snake. "I saved you," cried the woman, "and you've bitten me, but why? You know your bite is poisonous, and now I'm going to die." "Shut up, silly woman," said the reptile with a grin. "You knew damn well I was a snake before you took me in." Does that remind you? Does that remind you of anything? Be ready, because what they're allowing into our country is very, very bad. Very, very, very bad. And I think that's about as accurate as you could get, put in an interesting form, right? It's a very interesting form. Are we glad we did that? Yes? It's sad that we have to do it. You know, common sense would say we should never even have to be talking about a thing like that. Who would allow people to pour into our country that are from prisons and from lots of other places that you don't want to talk about? On my first day back in the White House, I will terminate every open borders policy of the Biden administration. And I will invoke the Alien Enemies Act to remove all known or suspected gang members, drug dealers, or cartel members from the United States, ending the scourge of illegal alien gang violence once and for all. You know, when I took out the MS-13, again, by the thousands, we had a problem because you couldn't get them back into the various countries from where they came. And I'll never forget the people in the White House coming up to me saying that the Obama administration, has anybody ever heard of Barack Hussein Obama? Remember Rush? Barack Hussein Obama. Remember Rush Limbaugh? He would talk about Barack Hussein Obama. Rush. Gave him the Presidential Medal of Freedom. He is missed, greatly missed. Man of great common sense. Forget about conservative, liberal, who cares? I mean, he was a man who we want to deal with common sense, right? We want borders, we want good education, we want low interest rates, we want a strong military, we want as fewer regulations as we can have. But you think of it, Rush Limbaugh, so many people, we've lost so many great people that got it. They were people of common sense, just common sense, and that's what we need. We need common sense. We're the party of common sense, the Republican Party. You like strong borders, right? You don't want people coming in from prisons and mental institutions. I will shift massive portions of federal law enforcement to immigration enforcement, including parts of the DEA, ATF, FBI, and DHS. And I will make clear that we must use any and all resources needed to stop the invasion of our country, including moving thousands of troops currently stationed overseas in countries that don't like us. They laugh at our current president. They think he's a fool, and we shouldn't be there. We shouldn't be there. We have to protect our own borders first. Before we defend the borders of foreign countries, we have to get our act together. We have to be able to do it for ourselves. I will also use Title 42 to end child trafficking crisis by returning all trafficked children to their families in their home countries immediately. So these people told me, though, just to finish the story, they told me that, sir, you're not going to be able to bring the gang members back to their countries. They won't accept them. Oh, that's nice. You mean they send them? Absolutely. They send them in caravans. They send them up. They dump them in our country. That's why they have empty jails. That's why their jails are empty. You know what they save? You know what they don't want them for 50 years in jail or more or less. They don't want them. They don't want MS-13. They don't want these killers and murderers. So they said, sir, they won't take them. They put planes, big planes on the runway. So when our plane comes in loaded up with people, they had to go away. And they put bus stops, they put all of these stoppers, big stoppers. You blow out the tires, they have them on the ground, they pop up, they blow out the tires of our buses and vans as we bring them back into the various countries, Honduras, El Salvador, different countries, all different countries. They come from a lot of different countries. So what happens? Guatemala, a lot of from Guatemala. So what happens is they said, you'll never get them back. I said, how much money do we pay those countries in foreign aid? Sir, we pay them $750 million. It's a lot, you know, not big compared to what some countries get, stupidly. But we pay them $750 million. I said, please inform them that starting tomorrow morning, they are not getting any more foreign aid. So about an hour after we informed them, I got a call from all three of them, but separate. And they said, sir, there seems to be a problem, a misunderstanding. I said, yeah, there is. For 10 years, 15 years, you wouldn't take these people that you send back, and they send them. Don't kid yourself. They don't want them in their country. They send them up in the caravan. You wouldn't take them back, right? And they said, no, that's not my understanding, but we would be very happy to talk. I said, here's the story. If you don't take them back, you'll never see anything from the United States in terms of foreign aid. Nothing. And all three of them, they didn't even have to hang up the phone. They said, sir, we would be greatly honored to take back MS-13 killers. We would greatly be honored to take back murderers and thugs of all type. This would be our great honor. We hope you're happy, sir. Are you happy? I said yes, but I still didn't pay him the money. I held it back. And to keep America safe from terror, that was a big deal because they wouldn't take them back. We were stuck with them. And Obama and Biden, you know, I doubt he was very much involved. But Obama and the Obama administration, including crooked Joe Biden, would not take them back, would not make any deals. All they did was accept the fact that these countries wouldn't take them back. I got a thing called a telephone. You can do a lot with a telephone. You can do a lot. I did it with France. They were going to put taxes on American companies, big taxes. And I gave it to my people, and my people worked on it. They couldn't do anything. It was done. They said it was done. And my people came back. They're good people, but they aren't me, and they're not you. And they came back, and they said, sir, Macron, they spoke to Macron, very nice gentleman, but he's, you know, he's for France. And he's a wise guy, but he's for France. And we're for the United States of America, right? Sir, we spoke to Emmanuel Macron. I said, well, that's the right guy. What did he say? He said, no, this deal is done. I'm sorry, we can't do anything. So this went on for 2 months, and I said, all right, now, let's handle it properly. I called up Emmanuel Macron, head of France, absolute head of France. I said, Emmanuel, you're going to tax American companies. That's not fair. No, 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 it is too late to discuss this. I said, well, that's okay. But here's the story. If this goes into effect next week when it was supposed to go into effect, I am going to put a 100% tax on all wine and champagne that comes in to the United States from France. And he said, no, 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 Donald, you cannot do that, Donald. That is not fair. I said, it's not fair that you're taxing our companies. You're not taxing other companies. No, 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 this is not fair. I said, here's the story. You have 15 minutes to tell me whether or not you're going to take the tax off. I will call you back, Donald. Calls me back. We have decided to remove the tax, all taxes. And my guys worked on it. They know who they are. My guys over at Treasury, they worked on it for a period of about 2.5 months. I did it in 2 minutes. But we did many. I could tell you story after story like that. It's about common sense. It's about protecting our nation. It's about putting America first. Isn't it really about putting America? I will immediately restore and expand the Trump travel ban on entry from terror-plagued countries, and I will implement strong ideological screening for all immigrants. If you hate America, if you want to abolish Israel, if you sympathize with jihadists, then we don't want you in our country. We don't want you. Crooked Joe Biden puts China first, puts Asia first, puts Ukraine first, puts illegal aliens first, environmental maniacs first, everyone else first. He puts everybody first that's bad, but he puts America